Streatham Theatre Company presents Sisters in the Snow by Holly Johnson, directed by Helen Mason. Inspired by Peter Bruegel the Elder's painting, Hunters in the Snow, the action takes place in Vienna, where the painting is on display at the Kunsthistorisches Museum.
Welcome to the Kunsthistorisches Museum. We hope you enjoy your visit with us today. We ask that you turn off your mobile phones. Photography is strictly not allowed. Please consult your floor plan and ask a member of staff if you require any further assistance. Thank you.
Bea, I can't believe we're actually here. I've waited so long to see Hunters in the Snow.
I know. Okay, so according to the plan, the Bruegel collection is in the first gallery along here on the left. You lead the way.
Welcome to the embassy, Miss Freebright. Glad you found us okay. Sit down. Can I get you a coffee?
You're so kind, but no thanks. Sorry, I'm flustered. What was your name again? They told me at the front desk, but I didn't listen.
Oh, that's okay. I'm Jack Schultz, Public Affairs Officer at the embassy. Now, where did you last see your sister?
In the art museum, the Kunsthistorisches Museum here in Vienna.
When exactly?
About 24 hours ago. Yesterday afternoon, about 1 to be precise. We arrived day before yesterday. I was looking around in the museum near this Bruegel painting and couldn't find her anywhere. I must have looked for about an hour. I talked to the guards. No one fitting her description had left. In fact, no one else was close by at the time. I can't imagine where she could have gone. She didn't show up at the hotel. People kept saying she'd come and not to worry. The police were notified, and apparently they checked around the area outside the museum and around the palace. I talked to them, but I'm not sure they understood me. I was up all night.
Oh, I'm sure they understood you. Now, what was the purpose of your trip here?
It's the first time we've travelled together, my sister and I. We've been estranged for a long time due to personality differences and basic conflict stuff that families deal with. And after about 6 months of urging and pleading, I finally got her to come to Europe with me. And now she's gone. It's so typical of her.
So, you're on holiday. You're not here for business.
Business? With my pathetic German. That's too funny. During the cop interview, everyone looked at me blankly, like I was speaking Klingon or something, when I tried to answer in the mother tongue. I finally switched to English.
Well, I'm at your disposal. Now, I've already called the local police again, and there isn't much they can do without more information. But, well, if you don't want to be alone, I could spend some time with you today, going over everything else you can remember.
Gee, thanks. This sounds strange, but I'd like to go back to the museum. I think I lost an earring there, like this one. I may be screwy, but that's where I last saw her. And it was near that Bruegel painting, Hunters in the Snow. I also thought I heard something. Maybe the sound of a bell, or bells.
No, that's impossible. The museum doesn't allow any sound unless there's a special event. This is Austria. Sound is limited to Strauss waltzes in the square, Mozart and Schubert quartets in the coffee house from 4 to 6, accompanied by sacco torte and espresso.
It might have been music, very faint, or a drum far away maybe. It's probably my jet lag. Or echoes from my iPod, which was connected to my ears for 10 hours on the plane. I imagine B is playing some trick on me. We've never gotten along, Jack. Can I call you Jack?
Yeah, of course. May I call you Abby?
Goes without saying. We Americans are pretty casual.
Hey, I'm American too, you know. I might not be very casual over here, though. Lots of starch in the schlag. That's German for whipped cream, by the way. I've been in Austria so long, I've forgotten what it's like to be a Yank.
The more I think about it, I feel some kind of joke has been played on me. Whew. I think I'd just like to go back and look for my earring and see more of the museum, as well as the city. To be uber casual and totally American, I'd like to add, Danby, to hell with her.
Okay, well, look, one thing before we go, I'm just curious. Has she ever done anything like this before?
Yes, in fact. When we were in our 20s, she left me in New York City, in Brooklyn, where we were both staying for a couple of months during summer vacation from college. I wasn't exactly with her. She'd never allow that. She was with a friend living close by. But she flew back to Portland, Oregon, that's where we're from, without even telling me. I was so hurt. I get pissed off just thinking about it. Oh, that bitch. Oh, God. I hope she's okay.
Ow, what the... How did I get in here?
I saw you out there. You looked lost. Desperate.
Wow.
Rest. It must have been quite a journey.
I'm not tired. This is so picturesque.
What can I say? It's a picture, a painting. Look around, enjoy.
It's stunning.
Yes, stunning. I'm Hans, one of the hunters, as you can see.
I'm Beatrice, B.
Hello.
I have to confess something to you. I have to tell somebody.
At your service.
I'm so glad I came here. I wanted to get away from my sister. I can't explain it. I feel like she's so needy. She's suffocating me. She wants things that I can't give her. This is just the place to hide.
It is?
We're on a trip together. Big mistake. I'm not exactly sure why I'm here, but it feels marvelous. I like the cold. Something has changed in me.
It's not a real place. The artist made it up. The Flemish lowlands with hills. A fantasy. Combined with imaginary alpine mountains. Very jagged. Kinda silly, really. But romantic in a way. Piques the imagination, yes?
Oh, yes, indeed.
We can go anywhere you like. Down to the skaters, over to the fire burning in that direction. See the smoke? Smell it?
Oh, you must like dogs. Me too.
We have many of them. Too many. I have a few favorites, although they often drive me crazy. Fleamongers. I think you may have to face your sister sooner or later.
Abby. Her name's Abby. Ugh. Can you hide me here?
I can't hide you. I don't have that power.
I guess not.
Hiding from your sister. Aren't you two adults?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, no.
And I can't stop her from coming here. Would you like to waltz?
What, now? I don't think so.
It's quite easy.
Are you like this with all the women who come here?
I'm supposed to be. But I'm not. Only with special ones. You dance elegantly.
Me? I've never heard that line before.
You're elegant and sweet, but I'm not going to hide you from your sister. You can escape to a new place, but you always take yourself with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next museum tour will begin in 10 minutes. All ticket holders,
We need
please
gallery
go to
number
the
one,
meeting point and
straight
have
on the
your
left.
tickets ready for inspection. Thank you.
Look, I'm playing detective here, but do you remember what she was last wearing?
I have a recent picture of her. I already showed it to the policier, or the gendarme, or whatever your cops are called. Take her right outside the museum yesterday. Another thing. She's recently been walking with a cane. Never said why. Wouldn't tell me. I guess it's for effect. Weird. She doesn't normally draw attention to herself.
You know, I've worked in the embassy for about 12 years, and I cannot ever remember personally dealing with a missing persons case. Well, at least a case where anyone wasn't gone for very long or didn't come crawling back hungover from too much schnapps. It's completely new to me.
This is a work by Bruegel the Elder, Hunters in the Snow, inspired by Italian art. It's from 1565, one of his winter paintings. He explored the expressivity of winter, showing mood created by landscape. I love this work, and I don't even like the cold. Oh, I'm showing off. I think I'm so smart. I googled a bunch of info, probably from Wikipedia, about some works in this museum, and sort of memorized it to be cool. I was an art history major long ago.
Hey, I'm impressed. What I know about art, you can stick on a thimble. Still, I know what I like, as the saying goes.
It's a gut response, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny. Even if you don't know anything about art, there's an emotional connection that defies words. You walk up to something in a museum or gallery and wham, electricity blasts you. And even though you may not at first know the name of the artist or the painting or even necessarily what it's about, you galvanize with a feeling. Kind of like falling in love, I guess. Logic that sleeps out the window.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I experienced that with travel too. I took a lot of trips on my own when I was young, doing hardly any research in advance. I wouldn't know a thing about a country. Once I landed there, I felt either nothing at all or got a gut feeling that was strong, pulling me into some deeper memory of something that was never mine in the first place.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, travel is an individual high. Never the same for two people. I mean, I remember going to Nepal with my best friend. To my surprise, I got vertigo from the mountains. Not about climbing them, but looking up at them.
That is personal, and so is travel. I was hoping in this case it would be a shared experience. Did you just see what I just saw and heard?
What are you talking about? I mean, the lights went out briefly, but...
For a moment, I thought I saw my sister's face.
Look, I wouldn't normally presume, Elsa, but... Well, this feels more like a police matter to me. I really need your help.
It's good to see you, Herr Schultz, but I don't have time for this. These damned Americans, they think they can just come to our country and dematerialize morally into the sunset. They are as crazy as a box of frogs when it comes to chasing after culture, about which they know very little. They've got a big country. Why don't they just stay there and disappear?
Well, it was a bit strange. I mean, 1 minute she was next to me, and a second later, it was thin air.
I don't have time for this. I'm involved in a really juicy case involving the Bürgermeister, the mayor. This missing woman is probably poking around the museum, even the palace, somewhere. I'll wait a few days, then we'll check it out. Oh, God, I'm not getting enough sleep.
Well, this poor woman Abby wasn't getting much sleep either. Well, not after her sister was gone. Look, it sounds like they didn't get along very well.
Tell it to the Marines, as they say over there. Tourist! Oh, I'm returning to Belgium for early retirement one of these days and never coming back. You know, there's not much police work to do here.
That's right, you're from Flanders, aren't you?
Born and raised in Antwerpen.
Well, then you probably know something about Peter Bruegel?
Bruegel the Elder? The painter? Peasant Bruegel?
Probably.
Well, he was my great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Really?
Just kidding. I wish. I guess I know more about him than you do. He was born in Antwerpen too.
Well, I guess it's the elder then.
If the painting we are discussing is Hunters in the Snow, it's the elder, all right? Every school kid in my town knows that.
Well, why don't we go to the museum together and look around? Maybe Abby's there somewhere.
Herr Schutz, I just can't. There is no time.
There's no time like the present, you mean? Look, I think this case really needs attention. I'm worried about this woman, Abby. Well, I mean, can't you just put your snooping hat on and snoop?
Yeah, that's what I do best. I let you know.
Well, let me know soon.
Down, Siegfried, down! Down! Mad Meg! Stop that! Trixie! There are enough scraps for everyone! Ha, got you!
Christ, it's fucking freezing. Am I where I think I am? First I was blathering on to Jack about the painting and now I'm in it. I felt this energy pulling me in. It's beautiful, but cold. Wow, the birds are real. And I heard the dogs. And the snow. It's gorgeous.
Hello, miss. My name is Hans. I'll be your... well, I'll be looking after you today. Shut up, you dogs!
I want to find my sister. I've reasons to believe she's here. Where is she?
Around here somewhere. We already had a rendezvous.
You had a what?
Welcome to Bruegel's most popular winterscape. Hunters in the Snow. I'm one of the hunters, although my eyesight is not the best. But we have to play the part. It's amazing, the power of strong acting. What are you hunting for, Abby?
How do you know my name?
I just do. Insider's information. Your sister B, she was hunting for love, romance, friendship, intimacy, kindness, honesty, intellectual conversation, loyalty, and even dancing after a fashion.
What?
I made sure she found them all. Fritz and I are casually known as the Chippendales of culture. Except we're not gay. We don't take any of our clothes off, and we don't dance in people's faces. Oh, and we're smart. Of course, if you just want to be part of the painting, to immerse yourself in it for a while, that's fine too.
Oh, this is all too sudden. I'll have to sit down.
Sit back and enjoy. Look at how glorious the sky is. Not grey exactly, not green either, not metallic, but soft, and eternally in twilight.
Shush, shush. It's beautiful. He was furnished like a hunter. Ominous. He comes to kill my heart.
Hey sis, you made it! Finally! I thought you were right behind me.
Liar! How could you? How could you disappear like that? The way you've always disappeared on me. Like you had to be somewhere else super important. Making me feel an inch higher. Like I didn't exist.
Oh, would you just stop it? Listen a minute. I'm sorry.
You disappeared.
It just sort of happened. I got sucked in, as it were.
You totally left me, you card-carrying cow.
Oh, that's colourful alliteration, even for you. We're dissing animals now, are we? Just leave the crows alone. I'm growing fond of them.
I said cow, you cow, not crow. Oh, no, I'm so cold.
Hello, my name is Fritz. Ladies, if you really want to get warm, why don't you slip into something more comfortable and right for our setting? Try these.
You gotta be kidding.
Oh, they look warm. Here, sis, let me help you with your buttons.
I look like one of those peasants in the back row of Les Mis. All I need is a torch.
Oh, let's enjoy this. This is fun. Isn't it amazing? Hey, it looks good on you. Let's not argue. Let's not talk.
You never talk. You never talk to me. You never talk about anything that matters. You talk to everyone else but me, with your long-winded bullshit conversations about spirituality and miracles. Let's not argue. Let's not argue. No, let's. You're not wriggling off the hook this time. And what's with the cane, Beatrice Jane?
Abby, think about it. This is a miracle. We're in one. And you're still ragging on about what happened long ago. Grow up.
They'll probably ask us to dance next.
Would you like to learn a peasant dance? It's quite fun. We'll show you. Afterwards, come to the bar. We have all sorts of Dutch carriage. Beer, advocate, Genevieve.
So, what do you guys do for excitement around here?
There's an ice skating pond down in the valley. We hunt.
We have shouting contests.
The hill provides nice echoes. Sometimes we roll down the hill.
We make snow angels. We gaze up at the beautiful craggy mountains until we get dizzy. We paddle in the waterways in our little boat when the ice is melted.
We help keep the outdoor fires burning. We go to the pub, or Brown Cafe as it is called here. We meet up with our guests.
We discuss politics and we feed the dogs.
But now, we go to the bar.
I still can't figure out how I got here.
I saw you in the museum. Said to myself, I must meet her, and reeled you in.
How sweet. I'm a bit younger than you know.
Who cares? You're quite lovely. I had a really good time with you last night.
It wasn't actually night, was it? I mean, it never really gets dark here, does it? Kind of perpetual twilight, like the landscape of a Native American spirit well. Neither night nor day. Eternal dusk, when the gods come out to play.
You're right. It doesn't. But I felt romantic, like we were under the moon and a sky of 1,000 twinkly stars.
Oh, look at all the fire folk sitting in the air. Gerard Manley Hopkins, a Victorian poet, said that. He was wacky, but tender.
Sounds like a dignified Duke.
Not exactly. A passionate Catholic.
I felt passionate about you, but also very peaceful with you. Like I could fall into a happy sleep mid-sentence during our conversation.
Falling asleep during your sentence or mine?
No, really. It was delectable. Looking out at the snow together, talking for hours, showing you some new dance steps despite your use of a cane, bringing out a fox I had just shot. Here, let's put it on you. It's for you.
Oh, thanks? What did we talk about? I don't remember, yet I haven't forgotten any of it. My sister always complains that I don't talk to her enough. I love the fox. Thank you. You know, you look like someone I used to know, but you're completely different, which is a relief. I felt peaceful with you too.
Thanks for listening to my woes about hunting last night. I just can't get the hang of it. That fox was a large accomplishment for me. I know men are supposed to hunt, but I just don't make the connection between gun and game.
It's a great honor to wear a fox, although I think I'll need to get it tanned eventually.
I've got something I need to ask you. Would you like to stay here?
I think I would, yes.
Would you really?
I feel very different here. There's no pain. It's odd. It's so bracing and otherworldly, isn't it?
Ah, hallo, die Amerikanerinnen. The long-lost American tourists. What about Bruegel? What do you do to honor him? You couldn't be here without him. Before I got into police work, I studied art history and wrote a long paper about Bruegel the Elder. You're under arrest, both of you, Sister Streatham.
What?
Not really. However, I'm keeping an eye on you. You've caused a lot of trouble, especially you, Miss Beatrice Freebright.
How did you get here?
I tap danced a little, tap, 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 and jumped through a few hoops. Hoop, 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 and voila, here I am. It pays to have connections, also to believe in the impossible. Gott im Himmel, I have to go. An important case awaits, but I'll be back to check up on you. Just wanted to make sure you were here, as I suspected.
Oh my God, Bea. Look at Hans at the bar. He looks just like a young version of Emil, doesn't he? It's incredible.
Oh, would you just forget Emil? That was long ago, Abby.
How can I ever forget? We both love the same man and he chose you. That hurt is lodged in my heart, kind of like a big axe, even now.
Oh, but I let him go. He was just a fling. I let him go and, well, I met Max soon after and we got married.
I felt so ashamed, so devastated. How could you do that to me?
I didn't mean to. It just happened.
No, it's happening again with Hans.
Not exactly, but something's happening all right.
How do we know if Hans is even real? How do we know if any of this is real? It's a painting, for God's sake. I know you're not well, despite that cryptic way of yours. But right now, I don't care. I really hate you.
Oh, he's real.
You don't even look sick to me. Hale and Hardy, in fact. I think you're faking it. Let's find out.
No, that hurt.
You cow.
Oh, Moody, you too. I've had enough of your accusations.
Oh, stop pushing me. You've had so many boyfriends. I've had so few.
Oh, that's not my fault. Oh, ow! Mom always favored you. Thought you were so brilliant and beautiful. Those were her words.
That's not my fault.
Oh, I knew we couldn't travel together. I knew you'd gum up the works by getting confrontational, start to blame me for stuff, and then cling to me. Oh, some things are better left alone.
I disagree, and I'm not clinging.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry I pushed you off the swing when I was 3, but get over it.
Oh, please. Ow! Stop pushing me! You confide in strangers more than you do your own family.
Oh, the kindness of strangers. Well, sometimes there's a good reason for that.
I love you, but I don't like you one bit. Ow, Bea, that hurts!
Ladies, please. I'd like to share some of my college term paper on Peter Bruegel the Elder. Do we really know what he thought and felt? There's not much recorded about his life, and the guys who wrote books about him probably made up at least some of it. All this focus on facts. God. Bruegel. Scruffy beard, curly hair. Spoiled by his mother as a boy. He used to have flying dreams where he was soaring, floating, levitating over Flanders, Belgium and Holland as we know it today, over flatland, beneath starry skies and cloudy ones. He tried to get back down, but every time he willed himself to descend gracefully onto some moonlit wheatfield or cobbled thoroughfare, he'd actually bounce up higher. He had to concentrate very hard to land gracefully. Then sometimes he'd float just a few feet off the ground all night, but that felt nice too. Bruegel, the elder, was from a rather respectable family. Many of his relatives were artists too, dead and alive. I picture the ones that Bruegel knew happily popping in and out of each other's studios, especially on Saturdays, to chat or borrow supplies.
Ik mijn naam. Wat gebeurt er? What in Hades is happening here? Where did you come from, madam? There are no women allowed in this painting, unless you count the ones down below in the village, out of sight, keeping the fires burning. And you, the royal know-it-all. How could you make up things behind my back?
Herr Bruegel, I didn't mean...
You really are a piece of work. A silly exhibitionist and a delusional harpy. And you two ladies, fighting in my painting. One of my favorites. How dare you? Such bad manners. You might mess up the pigment or crack the canvas. Do I have to come up here and check in every day? Oh, that's a steep walk up the hill. I just wanted to fix this one area of the painting. You know, this disparity between the black trees and the white snow is so important, don't you think? Without one, we couldn't really have the other, could we?
I don't think so.
It's where the eye falls first in a painting, where the contrast is strongest. That's why the Flemish custom of black suits and white color ruffs is so satisfying, so authoritative, so sexy.
I knew that.
Contrasts and opposites on the color chart create magic, don't you see? Green and red, purple and yellow, blue and orange. You can have fun with color, children, but in order to be creative and produce art, you must keep everything neat and tidy, and that includes your personal lives. The only irregular thing I allowed in my art classes, Miss Elsa, were the funny noises I made to scare the students. Ah! That got their blood going in the cold mornings. We really can never know what a person has experienced unless he has kept a very concise diary, which I did not do, unfortunately. Did you realize, for instance, that I used to dress up as a peasant and sneak into their weddings and parties pretending I was one of them? I bet you didn't know that, and it's in the history books. My friends were mostly important people in the community, intellectuals, upper middle class, but I enjoyed the common folk. I admit, it's interesting to have people make up stuff about you, but I don't mean people like you, grandiose, self-serving. Moderation is the key, flying dreams.
Entschuldigung, Herr Bruegel, I am sorry.
You better well be sorry, moving about here as though you were the master. I'm the master. I'm afraid to ask what you have told these people. You really have some nerve.
I assure you I didn't mean to.
Yes, I'll admit to some flying dreams, but so what? Everyone has them. Who let all of you in here anyway? Whoever it was hasn't much respect for the sanctity of art. Art is what it's all about, not necessarily life.
I wouldn't argue with you there.
But your life's important too, of course. I'd rather have my painting serve as a sort of mysterious diary than writing a bunch of words. Keep people guessing. Ars longa, vita brevis. Art is long, life is short. From the Greeks or the Romans, both. Actually, it was my time spent in Italy that was so indescribably wonderful that I cannot find words to even remotely bring it to life. Plus, seeing all those craggy mountains while traveling through Switzerland. Unreal. You'll notice I use them liberally in my paintings, which are part Dutch landscape and part fantasy wilderness. We have no mountains in the lowlands, in case you haven't been paying attention. All from my mind's eye, captured forever in pigment and lovingly cared for by docents and preservationists. Very satisfying for yours truly. But for now, ladies, I'm going to the bar. Hans, a beer if you will.
Oh, B, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Can you forgive me? I don't know what got into me. Oh, God. Did I hurt you? You don't have to say anything. You don't have to talk ever. Just say you're okay. Here, come sit by me. I've been awful. I'm always envious of you, and that's not your fault either.
So it's okay. Actually, my leg feels better. It feels good to sit.
Bea, remember those times riding with Dad in the car? Late afternoons, summer? Just going on errands? Lying in the back seat of his Studebaker, no seatbelts. Our folks didn't even notice if we used them or not. Watching the dappled light on the big leafy trees on the highway, oaks and maples, feeling happy for no reason. Or riding in the car at night, too tired to sleep. Those same leafy trees lit up grey in the headlights, their tops dark, and the sweet smell of pine. Out in the country on some errand or other. If I can hold on to those memories, nothing else matters. Everything else fades away.
He was very slow behind the wheel.
Used to make Mum nuts. She was the original backseat driver.
I remember sketching with crayons when we were little, when no one was home, making up a story as we went along, page by page, about the little girl alone in the woods, and how she finds that empty cabin, sweeps it out, finds a table and a chair, and the little red tea kettle. What abundance we had as kids, conjuring up things and ideas. When we sketched things, they came alive. The little girl with the orange hair, finally a prince would come and find her. He'd invite her to his castle. He always wore blue robes, and he had a yellow page boy. We had complete power over what would happen next, and it was always something good.
Mom kept every one of those sketches in a box, and then later she forgot about them.
I found the box, and I still have it.
Some of those sketches are mine.
Oh, Abby, I was just looking after them. You can have them anytime.
I wanted children, and you got them. 2 girls. I felt so bereft. A failure in comparison with you.
Yeah, but the girls are exactly like you. Do you ever think of that? They're argumentative, bright, sensitive, stubborn. They even look like you.
But they're not mine. Bea, I have just one question to ask you that I hope you'll answer.
Fire away.
Why did you leave me that time in New York City when we were in our 20s? Never even left a message to say you were leaving and going back home. I didn't know where you were. I was left alone. Why'd you do it?
I don't know. I didn't think it was important.
What? Well, it was important to me. You made me feel so small. Like you didn't care. You were the one that invited me out there, and then you ignore me and disappear.
I was depressed, I guess. Breaking up with Max.
But you two got married.
But that was much later, after all the grief he gave me.
And then there was the time we were on that archaeological dig in Arizona. You just upped and took off midweek without telling our lead and me or anybody.
Oh, I had to get away. I felt restless. It was too hot for me. I was suffocating.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have understood.
I'm sorry. I'm not very good at sharing stuff.
Well, that's putting it mildly.
And I didn't think you'd care what I did.
You're kidding. I wanted to know. I felt so abandoned.
Hunters in the snow. We were like hunters. Scavengers, really. Sniffing around for bits of attention and approval. Always hoping Mom or Dad, or at least one of them, would forget their creative projects. Painting, gardening, you name it. And pay attention to us. Abby, we have to find love. Even though our parents didn't define what it was. It's not too late. Me, I'm hunting for happiness. For wellness. What are you hunting for, Abby?
I'm trying to get you out of my head.
Oh, look for your own path and follow it. You never stopped being jealous. Jealousy has chewed at you like a dragon with sharp teeth and big green eyes. When you envision other people out in this world doing fabulous things, they're actually just at home playing solitaire or staring at the walls wondering what color to paint them next.
But you always... Yeah, you're right. Jealousy's exhausting.
Your vivid imagination defeats you. You imagine grand achievements for others, and you discredit the things that you've done. Having a lot of boyfriends in one's past doesn't necessarily make for a life of peace and joy. Just because you feel people have more than you doesn't mean that you have less. Anyway, you don't know what they're going through deep down.
Oh my God, Bea. You're actually talking to me.
Jealousy comes from a deep, colorful imagination. You've got one. You waste it creating other people's wonderful lives.
But what I really feel is abandonment. Like I've been left out in the rain to dissolve or disappear. And what I can't bear, what tears me up, is being ignored or forgotten.
But you're not.
Oh, let's change the subject. You've fallen for hens, haven't you?
Not exactly. Well, okay, yeah. I like his silliness, his bravado. He's relentlessly cheerful, which is fun, and he really likes me. More than that, though, I love this place. My pains are gone. I feel so good here. I was thinking of staying here with him, at least for a while. I don't need the cane anymore.
I asked you about the cane, but you changed the subject.
I know. I'll explain.
When I first saw your face in the painting among the peasants or wherever it was, it seemed to fit. But what's going on with you?
I feel being here can help me. I think I'm in the very early stages of cancer.
Oh, Jesus, Bea. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I wish I could take it more seriously, but I can't. I don't feel anything. Not a single ache. At least not here. The cold doesn't bother me the way it does you.
Oh my God. Not cancer. I can't bear that.
Relax. I can. Now that I'm here, oddly enough.
And what about a doctor? You must see one.
I choose not to. Anyway, I feel so good now. The doctor I saw before we left had a very strong foreign accent. I'm not really sure if she said I had the beginnings of cancer or the legs of a dancer.
I don't know what to say.
There's nothing to say, Abby. I feel great right now.
I know better than to argue with you. We may never be close like other sisters. And that hurts.
Hey, we don't know what other sisters are really like, do we? At least we've used our words. We're trying. 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Sometimes you are so wise.
There's something about the air here. When I was writing poetry before I became a lit teacher, I always felt my poems sort of came out of the air, particularly on a clear, cold day. Breathe out the old and take in the new.
You never should have stopped writing. You were good.
Oh, I was average.
Not true. I loved your work. You gave up too fast. Remember, one man's poetry is hieroglyphics to another, or something like that.
When my professors in grad school looked at me with those kindly blank gazes, I knew I wasn't the brightest star in the firmament. I didn't know you remembered my poems.
Maybe this new place will inspire you.
Maybe all the good poetry has already been written. Gerard Manley Hopkins, John Donne, Dylan Thomas, Yeats, Emily Dickinson. They would all love it here.
When I look out upon the starry plain, the heavens smile, embrace me in the dark. The clouds ride soft, unbridled by the moon. I'm tangled in the night, whose beauty leaves its mark. The incurious moon inflates on its low perch. The stars watch close as I fly over hills, above the evergreens, and toward the sea. Past attic rooms with gleaming windowsills. Down boulevards where streetlights shine like gold, across a market square and cobbled street, near steeple tops I move upon the wind and land in churchyards where lost spirits meet. All this blackness takes me in its arms. Indigo world with lustrous points of light, from moon, stars, candles, bonfires, torches, flares. Day can be grey. How much prefer the night?
Wow, I must have been 15 when I wrote that. I can't believe you've kept it all this time.
I memorized it.
Wow, now you're making me cry. I'm touched, but why?
Because I love the night, Bee. And the poem.
Wow, I'm speechless.
I thought the light was changing, getting darker. But it's a trick of my mind, a memory. It can't change here, can it?
Snow. It reminds me, we were coastal when we were young. We played in the snow together. We walked and sledded.
And the temperature's dropped. Can you feel it?
No,
I need to go.
I'm staying.
I know. Thank you for those winters.
Thank you for remembering my poem.
I really do need to go back. The cold affects me differently. My burning questions have burnt themselves out in the snow, for the time being. Nothing matters anymore. You look great in that outfit. I, on the other hand, I'm taking mine off this minute. Whew, that's better. Oh, damn, I left my scarf up in the museum, but my coat's here somewhere.
I probably won't be back. I'm staying here.
I know. I wish you would come with me, Bee. Please, think about it.
Oh, you're not going, are you? Oh, Miss Abby, I wish you would stay a little longer in my painting. I have so much to say to you. You're very special, and you read poetry so well.
And I have much to ask you. I'm sorry. It really is time for me to go.
I love watching the skaters. They are so free.
Did you hear that poem, Miss Elsa? Beatrice wrote that. So, she has flying dreams as well.
We all do, don't we?
Those two sisters are very intriguing. Abby has a personal aura of white colors, a lot of dark turquoise, blue, and vermilion. Lovely. Bee has a clear aura, pale, translucent coral with yellow sunbursts. There's an edge of dark, Payne's grey. I wish they had been my daughters.
It's amazing you can see such things. I don't know whether to believe you or not.
As a painter, I am extra fortunate to have that skill. Do you come here often?
Now and again. It's bracing, but so picturesque. Beautiful. No one can find me here to ask for police paperwork. I knew Beatrice had been drawn into the painting when I heard she had disappeared.
I'm sorry I snapped at you.
Snapped at me? You beat my head off.
I lose my temper very easily these days. But I'm also quite carefree. You have an inexplicable power over me.
I do?
Yes. You remind me of my mother. She had your hair, only tucked into a little white cap. She used to boss us around. I loved her madly. Though she was impossible, I was her favorite.
Well, that's always a problem.
I was listening on the side to the sisters just now. I didn't know Beatrice was a poetess. There's something delicate, yet strong about her. Still, there's that dark edge I cannot decipher. I'd fancy doing her portrait. Abby's too.
Huh. Abby's my favorite. She appears smarter, more alert, not such a dreamer chasing after something.
Yeah, chasing after her sister, I warrant. She always seems a step behind. I wish she would stay.
I've been listening to them too. They've shaken up your winterscape a bit with their fighting, but it's over. The wind has shifted, metaphorically speaking.
What do you want in life, Miss Elsa?
What do I want? I want my husband Bruno to stop snoring and watching football all the time. I want to see India before I die. I want to catch the mayor red-handed, although nobody really cares. You know, there's just not enough juicy crime here. I want to go home for good, back to Antwerp.
Oh, that's where I used to live when I was at home.
I know. That part of my term paper was true, at least. I do love the power of being a police detective, even in a starchy old city like Vienna. But still, I'm ready for a change. I don't know what it will be. I love your paintings. Did I tell you? I wish I could create such magic.
And touch. Thank you, well. Would you like to go ice skating?
No?
Well, now or sometime.
Is that like on a date?
I suppose it's a lot of fun.
I'm a married woman. Not a perfect marriage, but whose is these days?
It's just skating.
You know, I look out of this painting at the visitors in the museum, and I often see Bruno. I think he has followed me. Or maybe I imagine it. He comes by regularly and looks at all the paintings and seems to spend a lot of time at this one. I'm sure he can't see me, though. I think he's going through a midlife crisis.
You have a robust imagination.
Oh my God, there he is.
Hey, there's no need to hide. I doubt very much that he can see you. You're fantasizing, surely. I didn't know you could look out and see people. I just cannot do that.
You are gifted with seeing auras. I've got this gift. I look right past the canvas into the museum. Oh my God, it's Bruno, all right. Wait a minute. He doesn't see me at all. He's looking at a painting very carefully. I think there are tears in his eyes. He's moving on to the next. He's examining the art. My dear Bruno. Schnucki, mein lieber süßer Hase. I didn't know he did that. He never told me.
Maybe you never gave him a chance to talk.
We are going to have a little chat. I must go to him.
Be sure to let him answer you back. Express himself. Not just you.
Yeah, I will. I promise. Herr Bruegel, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.
I wish I could see the people who come to admire my work.
Wie? There you are. I told Elsa we're in love and staying together.
What'll I tell the folks at home?
Tell them that I fell into something. I love you, you know, Abby.
It's the first time you've said that. Please, come back with me.
Mom was right. You are beautiful and brilliant. Come on, give me a hug.
Don't overdo it. Detective, I thought you'd gone.
I guess I can't resist snooping. I really ought to arrest you, Beatrice. However, since you will be staying here, I let it go. For the time being. For Hans's sake. No. Can love blossom in a cold painting? I say that it can. You two are really something.
Hey, do you two lovers want to go deeper into the painting? Be my guest. It's an adventure. However, it is not always so nice. It can be poverty and confusion, darkness and despair. There's no direction. Going deeper gets grittier. It's part of the painting no one can see. From the outside, viewers in the museum cannot know it. Beyond the far village and the marvelous jagged mountains, very over the top, even if I do say so myself, it's even colder. There's often not enough to eat, but oh, the songs are sweeter, the air is cleaner. Your thoughts are clearer and deeper. A startling clarity fills the countryside. Pain disappears. The air is bracing.
I want to go. How about you, Hans?
Yes, of course. Cleansing. Purifying.
Inspector, have your pals in the police force ever come here to check all this out?
Huh? Never. They don't believe. You have to believe in Tinkerbell and the Tooth Fairy, the little Dutch boy and the Dyke, and Santa Claus, and someone else I've forgotten at the moment.
I'd like to go back now, before I change my mind. All this beauty, very crisp.
I escort you, but I'm due at the peasant wedding, another favorite of mine, in 15 minutes. I have a busy schedule. I'm giving a little talk. By the way, they bake terrific bread there. I always prefer to visit my landscapes and peasant paintings.
Why is that?
They're soothing and quite pleasing. Sometimes they're a lot of fun, too.
Are there some you don't visit?
The crowded paintings, with all the little squirmy creatures, and anything to do with religion, like the deadly sins or the fall of the rebel angels. Ugh, they raised my blood pressure, although I did craft them myself, and that was fun while it lasted. Now the little monsters won't sit still, and are always scurrying around, giving me a headache. Hey, Hans, why don't you two lovebirds come with me to the wedding? You can bring the dogs. They're getting restless.
Oh, can we?
Of course.
Auf Wiedersehen, Herr Bruegel.
Dag.
Give me a minute, Abby. I'll get you out of here. I've got the hang of this.
Get down! Stop licking! Down! Go away! Siegfried, you stink!
Oh my God! No! Let me back in! Please, come with me, Bee. No! Don't leave me!
Hey, Abby, are you all right?
Jack?
I thought maybe I'd find you here sooner or later. I've been waiting for you to come back.
Wow, wow. Yes, Jack. I'm fine.
Look, I've got something for you. Your scarf.
Thanks.
And your earring, too.
Wow. I thought that was gone for good.
I found it right here. I thought about wearing it, but, well, I guess it's not my style. Look, I'm glad you're back.
Me too.
Where exactly did you run off to? You look exhausted. Look, do you want to go somewhere with me and talk about what happened?
No, I think I need to get back.
So soon? You only just got here.
Sadly, I'm very tired.
Well, maybe I should take you back to the hotel. I don't want to, but I will. Look, what happened?
Oh, it's too hard to explain. I doubt you believe me anyway.
Cry me.
Maybe I will go somewhere with you and maybe not talk about it. As I said, you probably think I'm a nutcase and would take a word I say seriously.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure. It'd be pretty weird living here in Vienna.
I would like to go somewhere warm and order a martini and a piece of cake, Mitch Tharg. And Jack, would you take my arm?
Yes, of course. Oh, and get ready. There may be some waltzing in the city square. Look, thank you for coming back to the embassy, Abby.
It's fine, really, Jack.
Look, so as I explained on the phone, here's Bee's personal effects. I'm so sorry, Abby.
Don't be. I know where she is.
What will you do now?
It's snowing outside. Goodbye, Jack.
That was Streatham Theatre Company's audio presentation of Sisters in the Snow by Holly Johnson, directed by Helen Mason. This version was adapted from the planned stage performance postponed due to COVID-19. The cast were recorded live during self-isolation with audio production by David Harvey. Abby Freebright was played by Michelle Turner, Bee Freebright by Adele Wilmore, Jack Schultz by Alan Scott, Elsa Schwarzkopf by Romana Starr, Hans by Jonathan Doyle, Fritz by William Stead, Peter Bruegel the Elder by Mike Jennett. The museum guide was played by Romanus Astar. The museum announcements were by Romanus Astar. The dogs were voiced by Alan Scott and Mike Jennett. Credits read by Ashani Weerasinghe. Streatham Theatre Company is an award-winning, volunteer-run, non-profit, open-access company. You can find out more at www.streathamtheatre.org.uk.